Welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. I'm Alex Gum, aka Cheeklay. Now, we absolutely don't know much about this Pokemon because of its form changes, but what if we were to raid against Deoxys? Okay, I think this is probably the most complex, not the most difficult to battle, but probably the most complex to be in a raid in general, because think about it for a second. It has 4 forms, okay? Number 1, it has a regular form, which has the magic CP of the biggest number, 15. Okay, so that's probably an easy one to take out, although I don't know what it's going to do. Will it change forms during a battle? Will it be like a random form when you go up to a raid boss? I don't know about that. But anyway, we all know that it has 3 forms other than its normal form. It has its attack form, which will probably just have everything else in stats of 1 except attack, maybe approximately over 200. I tried looking up on Pokemon Go Hub and I just can't find the direct stats for each form. Defense form is going to have, the highest in its defense, and it's going to have 1 for everything else. And then for speed, or in this case, in Pokemon Go terms, stamina, this thing will probably just be a quick hitter, but who knows what it's going to be. Now, we all know that it's a psychic type, and from my understanding, this thing is probably the exact same thing as Mewtwo. So we got to think back about what we talked about with Mewtwo, but in addition to the Gen 3, because we have Gen 3 Pokemon now, so we can have more arsenal of what we are going to use against this raid. So we have the Psychic type, which means that it should have the quick moves Swift, Zen Headbutt, and Counter. Counter is going to be a fighting type move, so that's probably going to be a problem for your dark types. Then it's Swift, which I think is a joke, but if there's ever a raid boss with Swift, there you go. And then, like we said earlier, Confusion? Yes, Confusion, and that's its psychic boost, so I'll give it that extra boost because of its typing. Now, for its powerful moves, we have Psycho Boost, which is actually its signature move, and that thing is just going to just be a beast. I think this is probably one of the most powerful psychic type moves so far in the metagame. And then we also have Zap Cannon, and I don't know why they chose to have Zap Cannon, but I believe that if you're going up against like Lugia or something, Zap Cannon will come in. Maybe Gyarados with a Crunch or something. That's probably why. I don't have a direct list of Pokemon or anything that suggests to use against Deoxys, because it actually kind of depends on not just the moves, but I think that you have to choose a Pokemon based off of the stats, because depending on the move, it'll be either bulky, hard-hitting, or quick. So you gotta have your major variety of Pokemon that is either fast, defensive, hard-hitting, full-on offensive, etc., etc. So basically, you guys just have to just think about what form it comes out. Now, it's not released in the game yet by the time I'm recording this, so we don't know how it's going to be presented in a raid boss. So I know it's going to possibly come around like the last half of the month or next month for raid battles, but I don't know. It's very complicated, and I don't know how it's going to be set up. But just keep in mind that those are the moves, and that even though that it's a CP of 15, just don't expect to solo this, because it's a legendary. You're never going to expect it when it possibly changes forms, which makes it even harder to battle. So keep that in mind. Make sure that you have the same Pokemon that you use against an X-Ray battle with Mewtwo. And you can also use Mewtwo for this particular raid boss as well because of Shadow Ball. So keep that in mind. Play around with it. Just improvise and freestyle a little bit unless you hear something from Pokemon Go Hub. That's all I want to share. And I'll see you guys next time for the last video for tomorrow on Jirachi. Peace out.